Yo, what's up, guys? This is Super Ninja Austin back with another video. This is the latest edition of the SNA podcast, episode 39 of the Monday Night Raw review, part 6. We're going to begin starting off with Cody Rhodes when he enters the ring and he asks Salt Lake City, Utah, what do you want to talk about? And before he even got a chance to talk about something, this is where Dominic Mysterio interrupts him and then get ready for his match against the American Nightmare. And he said he's going to dedicate this match to his mommy, Rhea, since she's not there tonight because of obvious reasons from last week, with Nia Jax attacking her and making her very brutal return in the process. And let's see right here. And then this is when every time he tried to say something, Dominic Mysterio, this is when the fans start booing the absolute shib on it because they do not care for him whatsoever. Which even my own sister don't even like him because he is really that damn hateable. Yeah, if that word is good.
I
got gummies. Oh, babies. Yeah. Okay. Can you continue eating some gummies out in the living room?
Yeah.
But anyways, but every time he says something, because he's really that hateable, which I'm not sure if it's a word, but I'll say more like unlikable. But yeah. And this is when Cody Rhodes responds, like saying, and that one made him mad, and he started yelling at the fans. And then Cody Rhodes responded to a. Let's see right here. And then he said, "You're telling him, all right, tell him that you say that again, like to them, without them saying, booing or saying anything." And then this is when Cody was like, "This is a big night for you, huh?" He's going to dedicate his victory to his mommy, Rhea, which is Rhea Ripley. But that was only if he was going to beat him. But this is why Cody was like, maybe that's what maybe does it. Like, it's what impresses her enough that she finally defines your relationship with her. And that's when the fans started cheering and started cracking up. And this is when Cody was like, I don't know, like it's getting if it's impressive enough that he finally defined your relationship and it was what he said, I'm gonna get an Urkel and Winslow vibe. He's like, I'm getting an Urkel, that's what it was, Urkel and Winslow vibe, but it seems like you're far more into her than she says into you. And I was like, that's true, because why is he always calling her mommy? And she hardly say much to him, only just calling him her Latino heat every time when he's in the room. But it's not that much when she's not around him, which I would say I thankfully agrees with Cody Rhodes on that statement when he sent that message to the most hated wrestler in the world of professional wrestling and WWE. But it is when Cody Rhodes also said that all this dedication to mommy, like, what's the deal? Like, it also seems like that mommy, if you watched the show last week, has eyes the way I saw it. Like, she was keeping her eyes right on the Jey Uso, which she's referring that she's a cheating, you know the rest. Like she could possibly cheat on him at any moment. And then it's already bad enough she's cheating on Buddy Matthews by being in a relationship with Dominic Mysterio. Well, in kayfabe, of course, not in reality. This is just all part of a joke. But anyways, that's what Cody Rhodes was referring to. Like, and he also And then this is when he started shrugging them off, saying like, the reason I look at because Jey Uso's our family, and then that's what he also said this. He said Jey Uso has us as a family, and family always has our back. And I was like, oh, that's something interesting. Like the family you formerly had, which is your dad, Rey Mysterio, and your non-blood related Uncle Edge, you turned your back on both of them, especially your father, your blood related biological father, not Eddie Guerrero. But yeah, like you're talking about family guys. It doesn't seem like it when you join the Judgment Day and stab your back on that family. But yeah, that's a story for another day. But just saying, like that was a very hypocritical statement from the Dirty Doms or the Condom, I should say. But yeah, Cody Rhodes had some true facts about Mommy Rhea and him and what's going on for the past couple weeks, and then keep our eyes on. And then this is when the Judgment Day comes out. This is where they had the match. This was a very quick match and even a squash match because I'm not sure if Dominic had any defense or offense in this match. Cody Rhodes was just fighting and beating the living hell out of him. He hits him with the Cody Cutter. He hits him with the crossroads for the quick 1, 2, 3. This is where Finn Balor and Damian Priest come in and try to outnumber the American Nightmare. This is where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came in there and scare him off. This is where Kevin Owens try to ask Cody Rhodes to get back in the ring when he was trying to leave the arena. This is, let's see. Okay, I'll take him out very soon. Yeah.
I'm saying don't let him sit here long.
I know, not long enough.
Okay. Because he's whining me.
All right.
I'm going to get the spinach and corn on.
Okay. Okay, yes, ma'am. But yeah, anyways, this is where Kevin Owens calls for Kevin Owens in the ring. He was asking why did he brought back Jey Uso to Raw in a trade from SmackDown. This is when he was like, I believe like he really is a change man, and I think he's gonna make a difference here on Raw, and also we should give him a second chance. And that's what Sami Zayn agreed on. And he was like, yeah, like we really should give him a second chance because we gave each other second chance multiple times in the past, and that's how we became the undisputed tag team championships in the first place when we main evented WrestleMania this year. And then this is when Kevin Owens was like, okay, like, and that's what started convincing him, even though he wasn't buying too much of it, like, but he was like, yeah, like I'm gonna pretend, and he was like, I'm gonna pretend that I helped you out by fighting off Roman Reigns. The rest of the bloodline didn't happen, and then he says, but he was like, but yeah, oh yeah, Sami Zayn was like, yeah, like you should do a second chance. Like you don't have to do it now, but I think you should. Like I'm not gonna tell you what to do, but I'm recommending you to do so. You get, and then that's what he said. I give you second chance. You gave me second chances, and then I'm gonna pretend that never happened. When I help y'all at the Elimination Chamber against women. And then that's what he said. Like, I should have known this because for two reasons, like for being obvious, and then I remember him saying this. I just totally forgot because I have a lot in my mind. But anyway, this is when Kevin Owens was like, I'm gonna pretend when me and Sammy helped you fought off the Usos and even the odds, and you didn't walk out. It still didn't walk out as undisputed Universal Champion at WrestleMania 39 this year. You want to pretend that Jey Uso didn't cost me my title matches against Roman Reigns? I'll pretend none of that. Even my match against Roman Reigns at this past January at And I'm gonna pretend that's not gonna happen. I'm gonna pretend that's not gonna, that the Jey Uso's not gonna join the Judgment Day. I'll pretend none of this is gonna happen. And then this way he's like, but I do trust you, Cody, and I also trust you, Sammy. So I guess I'm gonna give this one last shot. Give him a chance, at least one pinch of a chance. And that's when he walked out of there. And then this is when we had the match with Kofi Kingston with. But this is where it showed a hype video with Nia Jax's return when she basically cost Raquel her women's world shot at the women's world heavyweight championship match, and then basically just bruised Rhea Ripley's shoulder blades like last week. But what do you think was going to happen with Nia Jax? Like, is she going to be Rhea Ripley's next opponent at any time for the women's world championship at the upcoming pay-per-view or the upcoming Raw in the next future months? Like, let me know in the comments down below. But we had Kofi Kingston against Ivar, like, and it was just the like one-on-one. Like, at first it was Ivar getting the offense, starts stomping, and then Valhalla, that's what her name is. Valhalla was basically controlling. Of crushing, like basically being the new Lana, except as a Viking persona. She was like saying like crush him, and that's what he was basically doing, stomping on him until Kofi came back, hits his chops, finishing move, but he was having trouble chopping them down. This is where Ivar tried to clothesline, he ducks and he hits him with a flying clothesline. This is where he hits him with the boom chop, try to go for the Trouble in Paradise. He counters out of that move. This is where he hits him with He also hit him with a Tiger Bomb driver, which only got him to 2.999. And then he goes try to go for a mid-rope, his signature mid-rope crossbody splash with him on the floor. And then this is why I thought Kofi was going to move. I was like, wait for he's going to move. When Valhalla told him to turn around and go on the top of the rope, it's where he hits the moonsault. But the referee got But I thought this was Kofi gonna move, but he hit him up surprisingly, and then that's not the only surprising spot that happened. This is where when he pinned him, the referee count 1, he referee count 2. But how could you not that you seen Kofi Kingston kicked out at 2.9999999 1 second away from being 3, and then when Kofi Kingston went for SOS, but he kicked out of that. He tried to go for another one, but this is when Ivar hit him with a gut wrench maneuver. But we're gonna get to the point, get to the point at the finish. Like Kofi came back in the match. He hit the Trouble in Paradise for the 1, 2, 3 and got the win. Like, and what do you think about this? Like, do you think Drew McIntyre is going to still be in the program with the New Day, or is the New Day going to move on against the Viking Raiders as they in the foreseeable future in the next couple of weeks? Y'all let me know down in the comments below also about that as well. And how you liking this video so far? Y'all let me know. Hopefully I'm not getting sloppy or lost for words. Let's hope I'm getting everything together. Sorry about the shake. Just moving my little Webster right here. But anyways, we're going to move on to the – this is when we got a backstage interview with Ricochet about his match with Shinsuke Nakamura, which is up next, by the way. And then this is when he tells Jackie Redmond, when she asked this question, said, so I know you're getting ready for your match, and it's going to take me just a few minutes. Like, any final comments before you head out to the ring? This is when Ricochet was like, yeah, you see, I believe Shinsuke look at tonight, and this is another my game that I'm just a warm up for Seth Rollins' example of what he's going to do with him when he finally dethrones him. And then this is when he says, And you think I'm nobody's pawn, like in something. I've passed this game over Shinsuke Nakamura a couple weeks. The only reason why I'm involved tonight is because besides hitting me with a chair, he decided to attack me last week. To send a message to Seth Rollins, and and that's personal. And you think you could do it more in my face, but it's only gonna make me more fired up than he did what he did last week. And he's like, and he went on the camera and said, "Shinsuke Nakamura, the game's gonna play. Go ahead and play it, him, because I'm a Chico, and tonight. It's gonna be game over for you." And it looked like it was about to be, but it looked like he might get a win because Ricochet hit him with moves like I would say. Or should I say Shinsuke Nakamura? When Ricochet was trying to hit him with a running attack move, it's like he needs him right in the midsection. He hit a side kick right in the snap, and Ricochet in the snapmare position. This is where he started elbowing him right into the midsection, and then this is when he started putting him in a headlock in an abdominal stretch position. This is where he counters it and hits him with a moonsault for a 1-2 kick out. This is where Ricochet tried to go for a running single axe handle right into the back of Shinsuke Nakamura. This is where he started continuously stomping on him and stomping, and then he hits him with a knife edge chop. This is when Shinsuke Nakamura was toying with him once again, but he was doing it in a way that in a fair fight way, if that makes sense. But this is where he Irish whips him right to the corner. This is where Ricochet lands right in. This is where he tried to go for attack. This is where he put up his leg. This is where he put him on the side, try to go for a German suplex, but Ricochet hits him with a skipping mid-row second row moonsault with 1 foot in the air and hit it, connected. And then this is when Ricochet shout out, "Let's go Monday Night Raw" to the fans, which that was the most, I would say this was probably the most highlighted, high-risk match of the night, because it was very memorable, to say the least. Yeah. Excuse me for a second. Hey, how you doing? I'm doing my SNA podcast right now.
Okay.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Hi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's my little YouTube show. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm talking about tonight's Monday.
Oh yeah.
Oh, you did a little bit, but not much. You good? Yeah. I'm lying. Yeah.
That's not you.
No, not right now.
That's not you. That's not you. That's not you.
Oh no, try use. They cannot hear us. Yeah.
That's not you. That's not you.
It's only just me, Mama, and Kamira, and Trey, and Miss Grizz went over to the neighbors, I believe. Yeah. Yeah, she is. Okay, I'll tell her. He said, I'm ready to just call her because. Oh, he's supposed to be calling about Chris about his new job as a car dealership salesman. Yeah, that's why she's probably calling. I don't know, because everybody in the family on mom's side and then on your side, everybody was contacting him back on Facebook. Yeah. About the deals. They have deals on buying cars. I can't do it. I'm about to quickly say what happened. All right, I'm gonna go get back and get quick because Samson needs to go to the bathroom. But yeah, they have cheap, right? They're doing the cheap deals with buying cars and even trading cars in too. So you start posting them on Facebook. It's a working thing, yeah. I think that's what she's probably calling about, maybe, I don't know. But yeah, I believe it should be, yeah. Everything's doing fine here, yeah. Okay, no, she don't have nothing with nowhere at the moment, yeah. What? No, whoever it is probably another relative because we're all here. You're welcome, yeah. That's fine, yeah. Glad to help, yeah. Okay, we'll be careful out there, yeah. I'm gonna finish this off making the video and then I'm gonna take Sammy out, yeah.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you again soon. Okay, I will. All right. Bye-bye.
Take it off. Take it off.
But get. Okay, here you go.
Oh, wait.
Atreyu, you gotta watch where you throw things. You could have knocking over my webcam. You can't be doing that, Atreyu.
What?
Anyways, I'm gonna get to the short and sweet to the point. Like Ricochet, Shinsuke Nakamura try to attack him. He hits him, I believe, with elbow. This is where he grabs the steel chair and just whacked him right into the back. And the referee gave him the automatic disqualification because yeah, it was a normal match and it wasn't stipulated. But anyway, this is where his girlfriend, or not girlfriend, his fiance, Samantha Irvin's announced like, and then that's why I was like, this is about to make him very pissed off that she's announcing Shinsuke's name, not his. He's like, here's your winner by disqualification. Here you go. By disqualification, like Shinsuke Nakamura. And this is when Ricochet started arguing at the referee. He was like, why would you DQ me? I was like, Ricochet, like you just obviously hit him right through the. I was saying like Ricochet, like you obviously hit him with the chair. You're gonna get the automatic AL, and then that's what he got. And this is not the only thing that he's gotten because he got attacked from behind by Shinsuke Nakamura. He hits him with a Kinshasa. This is where Seth freaking Rollins comes back out in the ring. This is because earlier Seth Rollins, was about to get ready to fight him, like. Because right before he fought Ricochet, he was about to, but Adam Pearce and the security and producers had to stop him from doing so. This is when nothing was slowing him down this time. He just went right through them and just ran and started chasing after him, started fighting him. This is when Shinsuke Nakamura this is when Seth Rollins throws him back in the ring. He tried to go for a pedigree, but he flips out of it and he landed back first right into the steel chair that Ricochet hit Shinsuke Nakamura with, and then this continued when Seth Rollins tried to go back in the ring, but they stopped him from making it worse. But what they didn't know, it was about to get worse anyways because Seth freaking Rollins pulls him out in the ring. This is where Shinsuke Nakamura spears him right into out in the announce table and hit him with a back suplex right into the announcer table, which probably would have made Randy Orton proud. And then that's when he walked out of there. And it looks like we're still planting those seeds that Shinsuke Nakamura could be the potential competitor to dethrone the current World Heavyweight Champion. But anyway. Here's when we got to a backstage.
Cherry.
Okay, here you go.
Let's say Rachel. Oh, blue cherry.
And this is when Byron Saxton asked her about her. This is when Byron Saxton interviews Chelsea Green in a backstage interview with Piper Niven. With Piper Niven right on by her side. This is where he's like, they don't they're not really friends. Like, they're not a team. Like, that. They may like each other, they might respect each other, but they're not like tag team material, and they don't do anything in teamwork. Like he's like, not like me and my partner Piper Niven. Like, we're friends, we're partners, we do everything together. And she was like, well, what we do, what do we do together? Like, what? You're not my best friend. Like, you're barely my tag team.
I can't do it.
Here you go. Here you go. Come on, you gotta pick it up yourself. Anyway, this is where Piper Niven's like, yeah, okay, if we prove me wrong if we are best friends, like what state? I mean, not state. What country I'm from? Because Chelsea Green said the southeastern state of this, southeastern state of this country. She was like, "Oh, that's an easy one." Like, that's an easy one. You're from Florida, right? And this is when she walked off like in an annoying state. No, Trey, you stop it. But anyways, this is when Byron Saxton was like, she's actually from Scotland. I was like, and that's what I was thinking, and I was thinking like the same thing. I was like I said the same thing right before Byron said that. I was like exactly, Byron. Like, I'm not even her tag partner, let alone her friend. Like, she don't even know who I am. Yeah, and I even know who, and she don't even know who I am, and I still know who. I know where exactly she's from. Like, that was an easy answer to that was an easy question to answer. Yeah, I should say. Yeah, my bad about the tongue ties. But anyway, yeah, I was like, how you can mess this up? Like, you don't really have to be a friend just to know where she's from. Like, I've been watching Piper Niven for 4 years, and obviously I know she's from Scotland. And then this is when Byron Saxton said that. This is when Chelsea Green's like, I know that, Brian. I was like, Brian? Like, it's clearly Byron, like with a O and it's Byron with a O, yeah, and the R is after the Y. So get it right, like run your grammar and enunciation, Chelsea Green. Like, it's for the best that you do so. It's very important, so you won't get easily corrected most of the times. But anyway, this is where we have the match. And then I'll say this was like, if it was for the women's tag team championships on the line with, let's see right here. This is when Piper Niven was basically squashing Zoe Stark most of the match. Yeah, this is when they thought they had the upper hand advantage over the former NXT Women's Tag Team Champion Stark. This is when Zoe Stark coming back by hitting Chelsea Green with a punch in the midsection. This is where she tried to Irish whip Zoe Stark. This is where she got countered, and she hit her with a kick up when Zoe Stark bowed her head down, and this is where she knees her right in the face. This is where she hit her with a step up Insta-Giri. This is where she tried to go for another move. This is where she gets super kicked by Zoe Stark. This is where she got to go for pinfall 1 and a 2. This is where Piper Niven said, this is not going to happen. This is when Baszler got in the ring. Let's see. When she knees her right into the head. This is where he took it on the outside. And then this is where she threw Baszler right into the out on the announce table. This is when Nia Jax came from out of nowhere and hits Piper Niven face first right into Rita the ring post. And then she hits her right into Simba the steel steps too. And then, or no, she threw her inside the ring, Piper Niven. But anyway, this is where she went to Zoe Stark, hits her with a Samoan drop. This is where after that, she hits her with a running senton, which she probably gonna feel that in every single bone in her body, like first thing in the morning. This is where Chelsea Green tried to run away, but she was too late. She grabbed onto her hair. She hits her with a Samoan drop, and she landed a leg drop, planting a leg drop right on the Shayna Baszler, right on the inside of the ring, like the same way that she did to Rhea Ripley last week. And I guess she got some kind of revenge onto the Queen of Spades, because the last time she was on Raw before making her return last week was 2 years ago when she got written off, when she took some time off, when she got her arm bent backwards with that stomp from Baszler right to the Simba the Steel Steps. So I guess that was very satisfying for Nia Jax to get some kind of revenge on the Queen of Spades, which I'm not sure if the Great One's gonna like me hearing talking about Nia Jax. Like, I'm just trying to do my job as a professional journalist. Like, just don't shoot the messenger, just talking about what happened. But what do you think about Nia Jax? Should he ever came back in the first place, or no? Do you think she shouldn't came back because of her reputation being a botched queen or a queen of botching? But I'm gonna let y'all to be the judge of that. And then she possibly is going to face a women's world championship, but I don't think she's going to win. This is going to give something to Rhea Ripley to do, having a bigger and a threatening challenger. This is where Chad Gable tried to get an opportunity for the Intercontinental Championship. This is when what's his name was like, when Adam Pearce was like, you had a chance, and then I just cannot. You had a chance, but you lost the match. Gunther retained. There's nothing for me to do about the situation. Like, I'm just not easily gonna hand you an opportunity if you haven't earned it. And then this is like, fine, put me in the match. And then put me in the match with anybody that steps up to me. And he was like, I can't. I'm not sure if I can do that right now, right here at the moment. And he was like, because I'm having some issues with the Seth Rollins incident, with him going at it with Shinsuke Nakamura, and then the return of Nia Jax being a riot in the women's division. Like, my head is overloaded right now. And then this is when Big Bronson Reed came in, and this is when Chad Gable was like, I know you're busy, but just get. I kept my momentum going, and I proved it by beating what's his name, Ludwig Kaiser, by making him tap with the ankle lock. This is where, and he was like, I'll shoot you straight up. Everybody saw what you did, but Gunther wins, so I just cannot slide you back in this match. And this is when Bronson Reed came in the room. He was like, are you busy? You need to get back in the line, little man. This is what Chad was like, shoosh. The Big Bronson Reed, huh? That's your name, right? Now, I made a name for myself, and I overcome big boys like you. And that's just true, because he faced the likes of Braun Strowman and Gunther, and even beat guys like them. So I'll say I believe that he's gonna win, whether it be in the night or next week. He's gonna beat Big Bronson Reed, and he's gonna show that he earned his way to becoming Intercontinental Championship by facing Gunther again. And this time he won't come up short. And then no, this is not a pun, not no short puns, Chad Gable. This is just a metaphoric statement. Like, you're not going to come up short. You're going to win the IC title at Fastlane, which that's my prediction, of course. Ever since I started making these SNA podcasts, I've been predicting this for the past month, which I'm not sure if that will really happen, but I'm just doing some kind of prediction that kind of would make sense. Like with Gunther passing, finally passing the Honky Tonk Man's long reign record as the IC champion, and then like every single wrestler that passed, wrestler that had the longest reign, like with mid card or tag team or world championship, they usually lose them right after they beat the record. So I think this was going to happen. What do y'all think about this situation? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And he's like, "You're gonna step back in line will be my pleasure." This is when they start arguing. This is when Adam Pearce was like, "Whoa! Like if y'all want to sell this in the ring, y'all can do that. Like you can do this right here, right now, up next." And then this is when Jey Uso was in an interview about his match. This is when Damon Priest came in. He was like, Finn Balor wants Jimmy Uso on the Judgment Day, but I cannot make that decision. I'm a dictatorship. Like you failed. He's like, "Hey Priest, this is Jimmy. Now I know all about family members." And he's like, "But with respect, you know about your bloodline." And then Damon Priest is like, he started looking at his vein, like on my. Right here, like the tattoos are like that represents relatives. We got something special here, and then this is when Damon Priest said, "If you're willing, that we could be the family that you've been looking for your whole entire life." And this is when Damon Priest like, "Don't reason why don't make me look bad in front of my friends. Yes or no? Give us an answer right away." And then this is when Jey Uso said, "I'm like, I'm not gonna give no such an answer." This is when we finally get to the match. Like this is where we finally get to the Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed match. This is where This is when Chad Gable started fighting and proving that he deserves an opportunity. And by putting the technical, it looked like he was getting pushed around at first by Bronson Reed, but Chad Gable started putting him in the technical move position. This is when he started hitting him with forearms. This is where he started running and going side by side, forearming him, bringing him down, but only got to the corner. This is where Chad Gable tried to go for an attacking move right onto the corner team of the turnbuckle. This is where he flips him over. He forearms him. This is where Chad Gable go for a missile drop kick right onto the big man. This is where Chad Gable tried to go for a German suplex, but Bronson Reed started countering the move. And then he hits him with a running splash, like a tackle splash, I should say. This is where he headbutts Chad Gable. And it looks like that Chad Gable probably won't be getting another opportunity for the IC championship. This is where he hits him with a belly-to-belly. And he also hit him with a belly-to-belly suplex while he was countering him as well. This is where Big Bronson Reed thought he had the upper hand over the former 2012 Olympian. This is where he headbutts him right into the corner. This is where they started taunting and being gloatful and boastful and gloating. Yeah, and this is where he started axe handling, saying like, you think you're going to get back forward in the line? And then he's like, yeah, you're going to get back in line where you belong. And this is when Chad Gable started hitting him with right hand. This is when everybody started clapping and cheering for the Olympian star. This is where he tried to go for a military press slam. And he throws him right on top of the other side of Tina the turnbuckle. This is where he tackles him on the outside. This is when Chad Gable finally managed to get back and hit him with forearms and coming back and playing a catch-up. He hits him with a rolling kick. This is where he goes up in the top rope. This is where he tried to go for the diving headbutt, which he successfully hits the move. This is where he tried to go for a 1 and a 2, but he kicks out. Chad Gable managed to try to go for another point. This is when Bronson Reed counters his move, hit him with a clothesline, but an interception. This is where he tried to go for. This is where he tried to go for a senton, which he had the knees up for him to hit hard back first, which I believe Chad Gable hurt his legs in the process, but it was probably all worth it because he got the advantage and he grabs him, trying to go for the German suplex, but his back started giving out. But this is when Bronson Reed back hit him with his back, like with the rest of his whole entire weight on his whole body. This is where he goes for the tsunami, and he tried to go for tsunami for the win. And let's see, and he got the 1, 2, 3. I was like, at this time, I thought Chad Gable would win. This was very unexpected. Like, even though Big Bronson Reed really did need wins, but I'm not sure if he should have gotten it with Chad Gable though, like because Chad Gable's in the storyline with Gunther of winning the IC championship, even though he's trying to prove that he can beat big men just like he can do with Gunther if he gets another shot. Like, and if this is the obstacle that's keeping him away from getting to the Intercontinental Championship, he'll go through the obstacle and win. But unfortunately, he lost, and it looks like I'm not sure what this is gonna lead to. But we're probably gonna continue talking about that in the wrestling news and probably next week on the next week's SNA podcast. But y'all let me know down in the comments below. We had Tommaso Ciampa sending a message to the Imperium, and also challenging what's his name, Giovanni Vinci in the process. And then this is when he's saying like that in management, people in management said that he should be patient and he's gonna get his number 1 call. And then he's like, I've been waiting and waited, and then I waited and I waited, and he's like, you know what I found out? At this universe, patience is not a virtue; it's a crutch. And in this universe, if you want something done, you got to create your own opportunities to do so. If you didn't learn last week, you're gonna get the task again. Like Ludwig and then what? And Imperium, you're not choosing. I chose you, and then we're gonna play a long game of mystery to find out why. In Gunther, you have yourself what I want, and that is the IC championship. And this is where they lead WWE to a corner. Even though they don't have to give Tommaso Ciampa the IC championship, but it can give him something to do while he's on the show, of course. So I'll say it could be him or Chad Gable that could dethrone him. He could be on his way of becoming the World Heavyweight Champion on the road to WrestleMania. But who do you think that's going to win the IC title from Gunther from his long historic reign as champion? Is it going to be Chad Gable or is it going to be Ciampa? Y'all let me know down in the comments. This is where they show the hype video of his wife, Big Time Becky Lynch, beating Tiffany Stratton, which I talked about that in the wrestling, which I talked about in the SNA podcast on the part 5 of the NXT review, and then Tiffany Stratton was so close of beating the multi-time women's champion, but Becky Lynch managed to walk out and hit her with the manhandling slam by walking out is the NXT Women's Championship. And yeah, this is where we had Tommaso Ciampa against Giovanni Vinci, and this was the second squash match I seen into this match. Into this night. Like, so I'm thinking about doing like the squash match of the night kind of. I'm starting to think of doing some kind of a skit that like when there's like I do the goofiest wrestling of the night, and then the murders, the most murder encounters of the night. I'm gonna think about doing some squash matches of the night, like when there is some squash matches, of course. But yeah, this is where But yeah. All right. And then this one start arguing when Sami Zayn's like, I thought he said he was gonna apologize to him, like, but that was when I saw him talking to Damian Priest, and they might have a. And then this one Sami Zayn's like, it doesn't tournament. It does. It doesn't like it doesn't mean that he's joining the Judgment Day. And then this is when Jey Uso start hearing it through the conversation. He's like, "Hey, KO, like, do you got something to say about me?" Into my face, and then he said, "If you have something to say, say." And then KO's like, "I'm not gonna say behind your back. Like, whatever I say behind your back, I'm saying to your face." And this is when Sami Zayn start trying to break it up, saying like, "Now, like, make this week, let's settle this in the most calm way." And he was like if we're going to judge the Judgment Day, like, why are you not joining the Judgment Day? And then this is when Jey Uso was like last week, I guess it was all just an accident. Like, Damian Priest just moved out of the way at the last second. And then he's like, what about this? What about this? What did with the bloodline on SmackDown? What about when you run the Judgment Day? Like, what about all that? What happened? And then this is he was brought about what happened with the bloodline on SmackDown, and then now he's bringing that similar similarities over to Raw with the Judgment Day. And this is when Sami Zayn's like, well, can we all let's just breathe it in and breathe it out and calm down? Yeah. And he's like, just calm down. Just bring this down a little. And KO was like, I'm gonna take a deep breath because I'm cool with it. I don't care what you're doing, Jake. I don't care join Judgment. I don't trust you either like that. Like, it just don't make no difference with me. Like, it's best for me to know now than not be bamboozled later on. And then I was like, that's true. That's only if he was joining the Judgment Day. But I'm not sure if he is, especially if there's gonna be some interest in bringing Jimmy Uso in the faction. Then I'm saying, if that's the case, now I'm definitely gonna think that Jey Uso is not joining the Judgment Day. And he was like, but anyway, back to the segment. This is where KO's like, okay, I'm leaving out of this arena. He's like, I'm going to the car. He's like, okay, I'm going with you too. I'm gonna talk. And he's like, yeah, everything's okay. Like, you understand that Kevin Owens gotta have something to come around. He has to come around, and he'll eventually will, and he's gonna start trusting you that you're not gonna join. And like, I know you're not joining the Judgment Day. Like, otherwise you would have already done it. But anyways, I'll be right back. I'm gonna turn on Blippy for him, and I'll be right back to finish telling the story. Where's the remote? Okay. Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Okay, I'm back. But yeah, Sami Zayn also said, just keep it, just chill out and just calm down. Like, everything's gonna be all right. Like, we just gotta have some good understanding and trust, and then everything's gonna start coming around. Like, I have nothing to say. It seems like you guys' decisions to make. You got to pick one right now at this instant. Are you gonna be on our side or the Judgment Day? Like, you're gonna have to pick a side around here if you're gonna be on Monday Night Raw. And this is where he's like, all right, like, I'm gonna give it to you at the end of the night. And this is when Jey Uso, all right, like, no problem. And this is where he walks out of here, and they're heading out. Because in the main event, he has a match against Drew McIntyre, and we're gonna talk about more about that as soon as we get done finishing up with the next match, which Becky Lynch had an open challenge, which was Natalya. But before they had the match, it was because this is the final belt that made her a Grand Slam championship, being the last ever four horsewomen to be the champion, like I said before. But let's see right here. We got and this is when she welcomes Salt Lake City as she's their current NXT Women's Champion, and then she's gonna do an open challenge by facing anybody that walks out of here. And she was telling her like you have to take the chance and the opportunities, and there's gonna be a huge payout at the end of the day. And she was like, hey, that's pretty nice. I can talk more about this, but I'll be after with me facing. And she was talking while I was talking about NXT is like represents home. It represents who she is today. It represents the future generations. Like, and she's gonna go back to NXT and do another open challenge as soon as she successfully defends it tonight. And this is when Natalya came in. She was like. And she has some very choiceful word, very choice. And she was like, and she was telling her she worked her behind off of earning herself opportunity, while she just got an opportunity. She by just facing Tiffany Stratton, all because of a mistake of what Tiffany Stratton said of calling her the former NXT Women's Champion. And then this is when Natalya didn't like how she got up. She was like 8 weeks ago. I took the Raw Women's Championship. I was like, Natalya, that was originally the SmackDown Women's Championship, and that's now the Women's World Championship. So I'm not sure if you should call it the Women's World Championship. And you're going to easily be corrected on someone from social media, whether it being from Twitter or YouTube or Instagram or etc. Yeah, like I would say, make sure you correct your mistakes when you have the chance to. But yeah, but this was like I've been backstage ever since I took Rhea Ripley to the limit, and yes, I accept your challenge, and I accept it now. And Becky was like, now I have nothing but respect for you. And I mean, we were way back from wrestling in Japan and in teenagers and all across the globe in our younger ages. And he's like, I was thinking more of referring to somebody new, somebody fresh, somebody that's like a breakout star, like, if you know what I mean. Somebody that, and you've been there for 50. It's like, look, you've been there for 15 years, so you are a legendary veteran. And she was like, and then this one, Natalya's like, 15 years dedicating my life to this. And you say that, and then I'm away from taking an opportunity to someone. And he's like, you're talking about you're stepping up from an opportunity for someone deserving. Like, that's what you exactly did on NXT against Tiffany Stratton. All over every single one of those women that was made and patiently for that chance to becoming that title. Like, and then this is where she said the lines, you are nothing but a hypocritical witch. I'll be like, it's very harsh for her, but not too harsh of saying the word that rhymes with witch. But she kind of have a point there, calling her hypocritical for the fact that she said she's taking opportunities away from somebody more deserving. And that's what Becky Lynch kind of did. But at the same time, it was in a good cause of her finally achieving her goal of becoming a Grand Slam champion, of winning the final championship that she has yet to win, and also made Tiffany Stratton into much of a bigger star than she already was in NXT in the process. So, yeah, she's kind of a hypocritical for saying that to Natalya, but at the same time, I wouldn't say she's not, but Becky Lynch is not wrong about saying more deserving, because Natalya already had opportunity for women's championship, but she came up short. But she should just go back in the line and prove that she deserved an opportunity, with all due respect for the Queen of Hearts. Like, she is a multi-time women's champion, but yeah, you work your behind off. So I guess this makes sense of, she did deserve that shot, but everybody else, including us, like we would thought about anybody else. Like it could have been it could have been like name it like a Katana Chance, a Kaden Carter, a Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, or even an Emma or a Nikki Cross. Like it could have been anybody else, but yeah, this was still a good match. And that's when Becky Lynch changed her mind. This is where she said, like, referee, bring that bell. I am going to show her why I am this women's championship. And then that's what she did. Well, Natalya had the offense at first, and she also still showing. She was showing why she should be women's champion, even if it being Raw or SmackDown, not Raw, SmackDown, or NXT as women's champion, women's world champion, or NXT champion, women's champion. And then also, she also showed that she never retired the wedge, if you know what I mean. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. But because she Irish whipped her right to Rita the ring post. This is where. And this is when they took it on the outside. This is where they went back in the ring. Let's see right here.
Yeah, I see that. All right, girl.
Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah. But they brought it in the ring. This is when Becky Lynch started going for a top rope. This is when Natalya counters and started hitting her with right hands and started going up to the top rope. Tried to go for a suplex, which she successfully does. She tried to go for a 1 and a 2, but she kicks out right at 2.7 seconds. This is when Natalya was getting more upset and frustrated and out of energy. She did everything that she could have done to beat her. Just when she tried to go for a sharpshooter attempt. This is where Becky Lynch started. This is when Becky Lynch starts wiggling, worming out of the move. This is where she flips out of it. She hits her when she threw her right from under with her being under Natalya. Tossing her right through Tina the turnbuckle. She landed right in the back of her head first. And then I think that was a perfect distraction for Becky Lynch to successfully retain her their NXT Women's Championship because she went on the top rope. This is where she hits her with her summer. This is where she hit her with a flying mid-row forward drop kick. This is where she goes for a top rope again, but Natalya caught her. This is where she hits her with the Natty by Nature clothesline, which I believe that's her father, the Anvil Neidhart's finishing move. This nearly got her to win, but they only got her a 2.9 count. Let's see right here. This is where she tried to go for the sharpshooter. This is where Becky Lynch counters her with her submission finishing move, which is the disarmer. This is when Natalya did not know where to go. This is where she tried to flip her over into the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise rope. Becky Lynch kick out of that. She finally tried to go for the manhandle slam, but she countered. Natalya tried to go for the German suplex. She counters out of that. She tried to go for the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, the surprise roll-up. This is when Natalya started catching her to the roll-up. This is where Becky Lynch counters in her version of the back to the roll-up. This is where she got her into the quick win in an upsetting manner for Natalya's perspective, but fortunately for Becky Lynch and her fans, she's still the NXT Women's Champion, which now is the best business decision of making her women's champion. Like, what was the flubbing point of putting the women's strap on her if she's not going to be a fighting champion like she was with the SmackDown and the Raw Women's Championship? And she can do the same with the NXT Women's Championship. She can bring even more prestige of showing up in both Raw and NXT, which I preferred her to stay on NXT for a while to make for the respective side of things, of course, yeah, and then elevate the women more, yeah, because that's what make her and the championship be even better, make make it even better, yeah. But yeah, what do you think about Becky Lynch being women's champions? And do you think that Tiffany Stratton, or do you think that she should have beaten Tiffany Stratton, like how I predicted, just to have her win the championship, become Grand Slam champion, and also elevate the women's division into a whole new level? Yeah, a whole new level in NXT. Or do you think Tiffany Stratton should have retained, and that's what made it make it into the whole new level? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. This is where Adam Pearce started talking to Dragon Lee, and this is when Dominic Mysterio was like, I just lost to Cody Rhodes, and you know what? Like, I was distracted when Mommy's not in the picture, and I was like, yo, Dominic, like you should be champion with or without Mommy, like, or else why you're even the North American champion, like. I know it's because of Mommy in the first place that you won the championship, but to prove that you're championship material, you should be like what Rhea was. Like she's women's world champion with. She shows that she's a fighting champion with or without her dirty dom's Latino heat. Like so, like for Dominic's case, like why is he trying to have Rhea Ripley as his strength of being champion, and then without her, that's his weakness. But yeah, this is when Adam Pearce is with you know why you want to sponsor stuff? Because you weren't doing your job punishing Nia Jax. And I was like, even if he did punish Nia Jax, so what would bring any justice for Rhea? Because she'll be brutally damaged by Nia Jax that she had to take a week off. So what justice or difference would it make if he did punish Nia Jax? I was like as much as the Great One would agree with you on that statement, like any punishment that'll be for between him and her, like, but not bring Rhea down. And it would have been a guarantee that you would have lost the Cody Rhodes just like you did at Money in the Bank. So what would it make with that? And he's like, and then this is when he was like, "Stay in your lane, Dragon Lee." This is when, and then even my sister was like you just need to do your job and just be a better wrestler. I was like, damn, like, did she really just say that? I was like, that had me cracking up. I was like, too bad my sister's not in the show. Like, this will be on the Goofiest Wrestling of the Night list, but yeah. But I was like, yeah, I agree. Like if he did his job better, like, you might have beaten Cody Rhodes. But no one's not beating Cody Rhodes, especially for a while. Especially when he finished the story and becomes the undisputed WWE Universal Champion. Yeah, he's gonna win that championship, and then the only time he's gonna lose again is when he loses the undisputed championship. But yeah. But that's the story for another day. This is when you start talking trash on Dragon Lee. And you, Dragon Lee, I do not like guys with masks, just like my deadbeat dad, Ray. And this is when Dragon Lee's like, whoa, slow your roll. Like I know you don't like me, but you don't have to disrespect me and my lucha libre heritage. And then this is when he's like, next week I'm gonna defend my NXT North American Championship against you. And this is when Dragon Lee's like, Dominic, like, I have no idea what's weird. Like, I don't know who's weird. What he said, you like, yeah, that's when Adam Pearce, and that's when Adam Pearce and Dragon Lee's like, whoa, like, about him saying deadbeat. And this was like, and next week I'm gonna still remain as your NXT North American champion. This is when Dragon Lee responded saying, dang it, I messed it up. Let's see what he says right here. Y'all know what's weird. Like, let's see right here. He's like, Dominic, like, I don't know, I'm gonna do what's weird. Sister too, right? But I see you after next week, and like that title, like that, there will be a new NXT North American Championship. And it'll be new, and that is yours truly, Dragon Lee. And he's like, gracias, which obviously, thank you in Spanish. He walks out of the Adam Pearce's office. This is when Dominic Mysterio starts being like, he said something in Spanish, which I'm not sure what he said. I didn't really catch him. He just said, I'm guessing it said something like he never is going to be this championship. Not next week, not ever. Especially when he's champion, but he didn't say it that long. He just said like something between the lines. He'll probably never be champion. This is when they announced it's going to be next Monday on Raw. I was like, I was expecting it to be in the next week or two, but on the NXT or even at No Mercy. But no, that's not obviously going to happen. Yeah, but that's obviously not going to happen. What's going to happen in No Mercy because he's going to defend it against Mustafa Ali. But that's only if he can still be champion and remain as champion, which he probably will. And then we'll probably see Dragon Lee finally win that strap when he has his match against Mustafa Ali. And this is when Mustafa Ali turns heel and he challenges Dragon Lee for the North American Championship. But y'all let me know down in the comments. We got so much to talk about that on Tuesdays and then on the news and much more. But anyways, it's next Monday, and then who do you think is going to walk out with the North American straps? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. This is where we have the match with Tommaso Ciampa against. This is where we have a match with Tommaso Ciampa against Giovanni Vinci, and this match wasn't long, like I said, which I made a mistake that it was the next match when it was Becky Lynch versus Natalya was the next match. This is when Tommaso Ciampa was hitting his moves, like the knee strike, and then let's see right here. And this is when my mom called him Yosemite Sam. This is what my mom also called him a few years ago when she first saw him on NXT, when she saw me watching him on NXT, when he was like the NXT champion, when he wrestled, especially when he wrestled Aleister Black when he became the new NXT champion. But yeah, this is where they start off. This is where they had like a physical match. This is when they try to do some heel tactics, like try to attack him near the rope. This is where This is where Ludwig Kaiser attacked him with a cheap shot. This is where he started hitting him with forearms. This is when he started shoving him right in the midsection. This is where he hits him with a European uppercut. This is when Tommaso Ciampa started coming back in the ring. Coming back out in the ring in a match. He was already in the ring. This is when he came back in the match. Started hitting him with right hands. And this is when Gunther was in the backstage holding his Intercontinental Championship, watching it in his locker room on the TV. This is where Tommaso Ciampa got Irish whip right into Tina Turnbuckle in the bottom left side. This is where he hits him with a driving back suplex. If this was his finisher, this would probably got him a 2.99, but it only got him a 2.1 second count. This is where Tommaso Ciampa hit him with a right hand. This is where he started fighting and hitting with the Luthez press. This is where he hit him with a running clothesline after that. This is where Tommaso Ciampa was getting hyped and getting fired up, getting ready to hit his signature move. This is where he hits him with a clothesline right into the bottom right side of Tina's turnbuckle. This is where he tried to catch him. This is where Giovanni Vinci hits him with the driver phantom. This is where he hits him with the reverse DDT, looking like the Scorpion Death Drop. This is where Tommaso Ciampa was getting ready to hit the knee strike, his signature knee strike. This is when Ludwig Kaiser tried his best to distract him, like with him nearly costing him the match because he was too distracted. He nearly kneed Ludwig Kaiser. This is when Giovanni Vinci rolls him up in the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, which is the surprise roll. But he kicked out of that. This is where he rolls him. I believe he rolled out of it, but This is where he ducks. He hits him with a ripcord forearm. This is where he boots him right in the face. This is where he hits him with a discus clothesline, but he blocked it. Giovanni Vinci blocked. He hits him with a right hand to the midsection. This is where Tommaso Ciampa Irish whips him. This is where Giovanni Vinci tried to go for a springboard crossbody. This is where Tommaso Ciampa counters him with a knee strike. This is where he finally hits his stretch crossface submission maneuver, which got him to submit and tap out, and he got the win. But yeah, this looked like he could possibly win the IC title, either him or Chad Gable, which I'm gonna let y'all decide, like I said earlier. But I think it's still gonna be Chad Gable. He's gonna be the underdog into this dethroning storyline on who's gonna dethrone the ring general. But yeah, we're gonna talk about more about that in the news and predictions and in the next week's Raw, like whenever. But we're gonna move on. This is when we had Drew McIntyre getting ready for his match against Jey Uso, which that was coming up. This is where we had a backstage interview with Seth freaking Rollins, like with Byron Saxton, seeing him limping when he was, and he's like, I know you're trying to bring the fight to Shinsuke, and he's like, obviously it's not like what you wanted, like the way it was trying to plan it to be. It's what Seth freaking Rollins was like, I'm getting tired, and also I'm in a lot of pain, so I'm not much for words. Now I'm trying to get it together, but like I'm losing my mind and I'm very angry. And he's like, I'm so sick of Shinsuke Nakamura and trying to do whatever it takes to get that. And he's like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to get that son of a bitch right into the ring, and I'm gonna set out an open challenge and calling him out next week's Raw. And he's like, I'm not trying to go, but I'm going to have to go there. He's going to do something in his turn. I'm going to do something on mine. And maybe I'll do it all wrong. Like, maybe I can take my hands off the wheel and just start swerving. I was like, whatever that means. And he was like, Shinsuke, the ball's in your court, and you name the time, and you name the place, and you name it anywhere. And he started going back to his. And he's going back to his crazy heel persona, saying like, with the crazy eyes, and then going crazy. And then he's like, you name stipulation, I'll do. You better remember, like our destiny are very into this point of keeping it on hope. So ask yourself right here, right now, you be the one that's going to define your legacy. The world be me. And he started being back to his crazy laughing gimmick. I was like, oh no, like let's hope that's not the case. But anyways, what do you think about this? Do you think Shinsuke is going to win? And I believe we're going to figure this out next week, they're going to make this confirmed and official that it's going to be at their upcoming pay-per-view in a couple weeks at the beginning of October, which is Fastlane. And who do you think is going to win? Do you think Shinsuke is going to win this match, or are you going to think Seth freaking Rollins is going to retain? And I'll say the only reason he would retain, but he's probably gonna hold that championship until WrestleMania, probably against Gunther at WrestleMania 40 for the World Heavyweight Championship. But I'll say Shinsuke should win this, like this will be all part of the story, and then him winning his first ever main roster champ. Even if he held it for the shortest, just to drop it back to the drip god, like do whatever you need to do in order to make everybody happy at this point, that's highly impossible to do. But yeah, but if you don't even give him the chance, what's the flub and point? But yeah, but yeah, it's time for the main event of the evening, which is Drew McIntyre taking on taking on Drew McIntyre, which we do have that match, which we're going to talk about. This is where Drew McIntyre. This is where after they got into their technical grapple. This is where Drew McIntyre tried to close on him out of the ring. He flips Drew McIntyre outside. This is where Jey Uso came in and get ready to dive and hit him with a suicide dive, which he successfully did. This is when he hold onto his leg because he have history with his bad leg. This is when both men was down. This is where they went back in the ring. This is when the Judgment Day came out. I was like, really? Like aren't you caused enough problems, especially with Jey Uso not being trusted by those like Kevin Owens and Drew McIntyre, and then you're giving them much of a worse time. Like, the only guy that trusts him is Sammy, his long time, I would say his longtime colleague, which is I'll say his longtime colleague Sami Zayn. I would say not long time. I would say his former bloodline alum or ally, his former bloodline ally, Sami Zayn, and the guy who helped him got traded to Raw, which is the American Nightmare Cody. That's the only two that trust him, but they're trying to keep convincing him to join them, but he's keep saying no. But we're going to continue talking about the match in the main event, which was Jey Uso against Drew McIntyre, of course. This is where Drew McIntyre got him on the top rope. He tried to go for a suplex. This is where the Judgment Day trying to cheer on Jey Uso, looking like a few male cheerleaders. I'm like, why are they cheering them on like this? Like, let's hope they're only. But anyway, yeah. Like, this is where Drew McIntyre goes for a suplex right off the top rope. This is where he's having trouble doing it because Jey Uso was not trying to get a suplex, but Drew McIntyre managed to suplex him. But anyway, the Judgment Day was cheering Jey Uso on like a few male cheerleaders. I was like, which I'm not sure if that was a compliment nor a insult. But anyways, this is where Drew McIntyre gets back up. Here's where he tries to hit his move. But Jey Uso got back up, and then this is when they start hitting each other with their punches at each other respectively. Let's see. This is when they start hitting each other with right hands. This is where Jey Uso hits Drew McIntyre with a right hand. This is where Drew McIntyre hits him back with a knuckle right hand. This is when they start hitting each other with right hands. This is when they start going back and forth. This is when they start shoving and punching, and this is when The Rock paid tribute to his cousin that just recently made his return, the People's Champ, The Rock. He spat on his hand and tried to hit him with it, but Drew McIntyre intercepted with a Glasgow kiss headbutt, like boom. And then this is what nearly knocked out the main event Jey Uso. This is where Jey Uso intercepted with a step up Instagiri. This is where Drew McIntyre tried to go for a clothesline. This is where Jey Uso go. This is where Jey Uso ducks. He hits him with a Samoa drop right onto the Scottish Warrior. This is where he goes for a 1 and a 2. This is where Drew McIntyre kicks out of it, and this looks like this is pay-per-view worthy. And I see why WWE's are showing why they call him. And the reason why Jey Uso is using the term main event Jey Uso, because he can put on a show in the main event like he did at WrestleMania when he teamed with his brother to defend the Undisputed Tag Team Championship against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. That's when the fans are chanting Uso. This is on a suicide dive. This is where he hits him with a strike. This is when Drew McIntyre goes up on the top rope to hit him move. This is where he goes up to the top rope. This is where I said, you get up. And this is where he tried to go for an axe handle. This is where he rolls out. This is where Jey Uso moved out of the way. This is where Drew McIntyre rolls through. This is where Jey Uso tries to run up with an attack. This is where Drew McIntyre hits him with a double A spine buster. This is where he rolls up into a roll up with the 1 and a 2. Jey Uso got to show up right at 2. This is where, let's see right here. This is where Drew McIntyre was getting ready to hit the Claymore kick, which it looked like it may or may not. This was at this kind of situation. He's like, with or without the Judgment Day being in the corner, I'm gonna show you what I mean when I said the Jey Uso last week. And this is where he hits him in the right hand. This is where he corners him right into the top right corner of the turnbuckle. This is where he kicks him right in the head. This is where he tried to go up and close on him. He ducks, hits him with a running neck breaker. Yeah.
He needs to go out.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. I'm almost done.
You need to wrap it up.
I'm wrapping. Yeah. This is where Drew McIntyre tried to go for the 3, the 2, and the 1 Claymore. This is where Jey Uso super kicks him, like, but he go for 1, 2, and he kicks out at 2.99999. This is where Jey Uso. This is where the Judgment Day started getting into his head. This is where saying like you can do go and finish him off, and then this is where he had an opportunity to do so. Maybe he should have, but not get into the head of the Judgment Day. But he super kick, but before he was about to hit the hip attack on the Drew McIntyre, he hits both 3 members of the Judgment Day with the super kick, Priest, Balor, and Dominic. And then this is where he tried to go up to Drew McIntyre. He hits him with a Claymore for the 1, 2, 3. This is where the Judgment Day surrounded him. As soon as Drew McIntyre got done celebrating and he was getting ready to go back to the backstage to his locker room. This is where it looks like he was about to help out fight off the Judgment Day. But he just let them start beating them to death into a puddle. I would say not with blood though involved because it's obviously PG. But this is when the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes came in and fight him off, hitting Cody Cutters and then once again Cody Cutters, and then once again he, for the second time of the night, he hits Dominic Mysterio with the Crossroads and then we got them packing, and then this is where he started looking directly towards Damian Priest's way. I was like, but Drew McIntyre had the opportunity to help fight off Jey Uso, even though he doesn't trust him, even though like the Judgment Day is attacking him, like even though it's probably none of his business, but he's showing a very cold side as of late than usual, like you would do. And this looked like this could be a sign that he's turning heel. But anyways, but yeah, that was tonight's Raw. I would say I'll give it 3.5 stars out of 5. And this could be a sign in the future. It may not be this week, but it could be next week. It could be the week after that. It could be next month. It could be any time. But when do you think when he's specifically going to turn heel? Anytime soon. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And what y'all thought about tonight's Raw. Y'all also let me know about that. And I'm going to end it right here. And make sure if you like this video, make sure you give it a huge thumbs up, comment down below, and then if you haven't subscribed to me, make sure you click on the subscribe button, the notification bell on the side, and then so you can be notified when I'll be uploading the next video. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. This is the 39th episode of the SNA podcast. This was the Monday Night Raw review, part 6 of the SNA podcast series, and then tomorrow night, I'm going to do episode 40 of the SNA podcast for NXT Part 6. And I hope y'all have a great night until then. And so we can talk about that, what went down live on NXT, on the the white and yellow brand NXT. Make sure you check that out. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. And I hope y'all have a great night. And And I hope y'all like tomorrow night's video. Yep. But yeah, I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin, and I'll see you all there. Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, out. Okay, I mean it this time.